Nung tuwing panahon ng tagulan, hindi po ba't karaniwan na kung ating marinig kay Juan de la Cruz ang mga linyang bahala na si Batman? Nasa kamay natin kung sisikat ang magandang araw ng kinabukasan.
The Philippines is battered by at least 19 typhoons and tropical storms each year. Due to climate change, the situation worsens every year. The past 5 years have been witness to tragedies such as Ondoy, Sendong, Hener, and the latest, Habagat. Massive flooding has caused serious impacts due to the congestion in river basins coupled with poor planning and the population growth, as well as the influx of people to urban areas. Lives have been lost, livelihoods shut, and properties damaged. While the Philippine government, civil society organizations, and other agencies work hard to prepare for typhoons, flooding can still happen. Businesses and residents should take some time to evaluate the need to mitigate risks, minimize casualties, and save lives. The Disaster Risk Exposure and Assessment for Mitigation, or DREAM project, believes that such tragedies need not be repeated. Through science and technology, we engineer solutions to help our countrymen prepare for untoward events. The DREAM project is an innovative technological endeavor by the University of the Philippines, Diliman Training Center for Applied Geodesy and Photogrammetry, National Institute of Geological Sciences, and under the Nationwide Operational Assessment of Hazards program of the Department of Science and Technology. Project NOAA was developed in response to President Aquino's instructions to put in place a responsive program for disaster prevention and mitigation, specifically for the Philippines warning agencies to be able to provide a 6-hour lead time warning to vulnerable communities against impending floods and to use advanced technology to enhance current geohazard vulnerability maps. Through the use of science and technology and in the partnership with the academe and other stakeholders, the DOST through Project NOAA is taking a multidisciplinary approach in developing systems, tools, and other technologies that could be operationalized by government to help prevent and mitigate disasters. Presently, there are 8 component projects under the NOAA program, namely 1. Hydromet Sensor Development, 2. Dream LiDAR 3D Mapping Project, 3. Net Flood Modeling Project, 4. Hazards Information Media, 5. Enhancing Geohazards Mapping through LiDAR, 6. Doppler System Development, 7. Landslide Sensors Development Project, and 8. Storm Surge Inundation Mapping Project.
Having a detailed 3D mapping topo using LiDAR, I was really very impressed. Ang water seeks its own level. Kailangan natin alam yung topography of a area para malaman natin how the water will flow. We can also forecast the inundation that will be caused by this much rain hours before. So malalaman na pwede na natin ma-warn mga people living near the river system kung hanggang saan yung baha aabot. And more important, kung saan lugar ang magiging safe. We're talking here of major events.
The current NOAA program team is composed of the scientists leaders of these projects. The country's warning agencies, PAGASA and FIVOX, are also represented. The DREAM project will acquire data, process, validate, and generate 3D mapping of the major river basins in the country to provide local government units and communities with the right tools for city planning and for disaster risk mitigation measures. With the airborne light detection and ranging or LiDAR mapping technology, we develop and draw ways to assess land use, zoning, calculated risks, structural measures and impact, and early warning and forecast systems. LiDAR is an instrument that directly measures the 3D position of objects in the Earth's surface. It is also known as airborne laser ranging and scanning. Digital surface model and digital terrain model can be assimilated to determine water flow behavior. Other LiDAR-based systems are the laser terrestrial scanner and the mobile mapping systems. Data acquisition will be done through the use of airborne LiDAR systems, terrestrial laser scanner, and mobile mapping systems. Data gathered are are then processed and validated with historical input and other validation tools provided by field personnel and partner institutions. Using detailed thematic map features, our experts will produce updated flood hazard maps for the critical river systems in the country. The DREAM project envisions to develop potentially useful data and product development technologies to government agencies such as flood mapping, urban landscape assessment and planning, coastal zone mapping, assessment of coastal erosion, geomorphology, soil erosion and diffuse pollution studies, landfill sites, volumes and filling rates, water resources and near-shore bathymetry, disaster event monitoring, orthorectification of optical remotely sensed imagery, archaeological survey or risk, geological or mining applications, forestry, wind farm or hydroelectric planning, and many more.
Instead of buying this kind of mapping services, we are now developing our own capability to produce maps. There are so many possibilities developing the know-how and sharing the know-how. Our Filipino team, which are mostly mga bata. And it just shows that ang laki ng potential talaga ng ating Filipino engineers o technical people to come up with world-class products. No? Yung dream ay totoo na ngayon. Hindi na panaginip. Reality na.
With the proper tools and information, stakeholders can help identify high-risk areas and come up with the necessary measures to mitigate the loss of lives and property. Local communities can be made aware and have increased vigilance in preparing for natural disasters. Businesses can thrive and be better equipped to safeguard their investments and push forward with development. We humbly thank the national government, the Department of Science and Technology, and all the scientists and engineers for continuously working on this project.
A first all-Filipino implemented and operated LiDAR system, the DREAM project is manned not only by the country's best and brightest, but with people who strive to ensure proper safeguards for Filipinos through utilization of science and technology.